Hey friend, welcome to my channel, KarineAlourde Mental Gems. This channel is dedicated to leveling up in every area of your life. So let us read together, learn together, reason together, but most importantly, grow together. Now let's get into this video. Today's video is 12 signs that your circle is making you immature and stunting your growth. Signs that you need to cut your circle off and that they're not really elevating you and you're not elevating them. I have my notes here as usual. Number one, let's hop right in, is your conversations are always cheap. Nothing progressive, just gossip and fights and what their men or women do to them. And when I say circle, I mean family, I mean friends, aunties, uncles, nephews, cousins, nieces, brothers, sisters, dad, mom, like your circle. Every time you talk to them, it's a gossip thing and the conversations always seem cheap. It's not elevating, it's not progressive, and it's just boring and it's just a waste of time. You find yourself on the phone 2-3 hours and y'all not talking about anything beneficial to you or to them. It's just nonstop gossip, no growth element. Then yeah, you might want to cut that off, and and sometimes judge yourself too. In this video, I would like to say that see if you are bringing any type of conversations to your group that are elevating. Are you uplifting them, sharing with them things that's going to make them progressive? Because oftentimes you'll find you might be the one that's starting to gossip. You might be the one calling them every time you have some tea, or calling them to waste your time and procrastinate, or not get done something that you said you wanted to get done. So oftentimes we tend to be the problem. So take a good look at yourself and see if you're one of those people. Number two is you have quick emotional escalations around them. Things can go from 0 to 100 real quick. There's people that you find that talking to them is like walking on a landmine, It's like, wow, I don't know how this person got so angry so quick. What did I say? And you're constantly left confused every time you talk to them. Or things can go 0 to 100. It might not be that you guys are fighting, but something you said is taken out of context or misunderstood constantly. And it's draining because all that time and energy of going to a 0 to 100 is wasted and not used to progress yourself. And it's making you emotionally insecure and stunting your growth because you're stuck in this cycle of pettiness, of not knowing how'd you get like this. So if someone, when you see you around them, or a group of people, every time you get around them, things always seem to escalate emotionally to the point where it's like, here we go again, you might want to reconsider. Number three is they tend to blame everyone else for things going wrong in their lives, and they avoid taking responsibility or accountability. Anyone in your circle that you talk to that avoids taking responsibility or accountability is going to stunt your growth. I love talking to people that just know, like, you know what, I think I could be wrong for that. But instead of seeing where they could be wrong, instead it's like, why can't you accept me? Why must you call me out on this or whatever? Or I don't understand what you're saying. But it's like, it always seems like a waste of time. You know what I mean? Where it's like, they're not gonna see what I'm seeing. They're not gonna understand me. It's just gonna be that I'm wrong and I'm the problem. They're not gonna take any accountability, and it's a forever cycle. And you just gotta, let me just remove myself, because it's gonna frustrate you, anger you, and waste precious time from you that you could have been doing something else. And emotionally, it's hanging around people that are immature emotionally drags you and make you fall into their cycle. You start to have some of their immature traits, and you start to not hold yourself accountable in things. Hang around people that know when to apologize, that know when they're wrong, that don't just stay in this bubble of I'm better than and it is what it is, everybody's the problem, that can take accountability and responsibility for when they mess up. Number four is you don't feel important or heard around them. They dismiss your concerns. Every time you bring a concern, it's annoying to them, and it's like, I'm annoyed and there's no work, like I don't get what you this is how I am, what's the problem, but this is just how I am type of thing. It's like, dang, like you have to be honest with yourself and be like, this is always gonna hurt me when this person does this, and they're always gonna dismiss it and see my concerns as annoying and not ever really want to work on it. You make the decision to be like, this is emotionally stunting my growth and it's making me immature, because now time that I could be progressing and doing things, I'm out here thinking what this person just did to me. It could be a parent, family, like I said, anybody. It doesn't just you know, just relationship, even your bonds with your sisters or whatever. Every time you have a concern or something bothers you, it just seems to they don't care. It's like no one cares. No one tries to go over the way, and they can feel that you're mad, that you're upset, that you're a little annoyed by it. They don't care. They will watch days go by and never really care to try to fix it and just let things be the way it is. I will give you a chance. I will give you up to a week or two to see what do you do with this, and then remove myself, because I'm not going to give you the same energy that I would give a good person in my life. Like, a good person in my life is someone that would care about my concern. And because I care about people in my life, their concerns, and they say it, I'll work to change it. I'll check up on them to make sure, hey, I hope you weren't offended with this. I'm sorry, blah, 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 blah. If you're not giving me that energy, I will not waste my time giving you that energy. You're just not for me. And you guys have to stop dwelling on it when you cut them off. Leave it. Don't keep talking about it. Cut it off and leave it. And of course, with family, you can't just cut off all your family, but you can limit your time spent and conversations that you have with them. Yes, they will say you're being brand new, you're acting different, but your mental health will thrive for it. So you have to know that and just limit your time. Be like, hey, for my safety, for my mental health, I'm not going to talk to you as much. You know, you don't have to announce it. You don't have to make it things, but just show it. You're not always going to pick up now or be available. But when I see you, it's all good. We chill. I really don't have a problem, but I cannot keep being in this cycle, if that makes sense. Child, blood will not make me feel stuck with you. That's one thing with me. I don't care nobody. Listen, blood will not make me feel stuck with you. Okay, the minute my peace starts to be altered and we really not helping each other out, listen, in the Bible, Abraham left his whole family and went where God told him to go. They didn't have emails, they didn't have Twitter, text messages, FaceTime, none of that. It was just bye, see you, maybe never, you know, leave your family and go. When people left their families and went to other towns, they weren't just seeing each other. They had to do a long travel to see that person. And sometimes they'll travel and find out that that person done moved too. And that was just that. So blood will not make me feel stuck with you. And you guys got to stop feeling stuck with people because of blood or because you've had a friendship of over 20 years. Like, no, it will not make me feel stuck with you. I refuse to be stuck with anybody. I am autonomous. I can be by myself or I can find new people. Okay. You got to go where your peace will be. Number 5 is they don't share knowledge or opportunities and gatekeep everything. I really don't like gatekeepers of everything. I understand there's some things for yourself you do have to gatekeep in your own journey and stuff like that, but when it comes to helping, there's a saying like, if one person make it in the family, then everybody make it. Everybody don't make it by everybody using you and then you giving your money to everybody. That's not what I mean, you know, but hey, I learned how to do this. Let me tell you about this. Let me tell you how you could do this to get this too. Like when I was doing credit repair and working at the financial office, helping other people get houses, my family, of course, I'm gonna like, who needs a house? Who needs their credit repair? Like, I got you. Vice versa. If everyone find an opportunity, like just the other day, my uncle texted me, hey, did you hear about this program or this, that, and the third for people in Haiti? You know, like a lot of people can come here. We still have family there that we help, that we can do. Like, you look out for each other. You know what I mean? Don't gatekeep knowledge that's gonna help grow someone, you know? And even money, like your parents get to an age, like I'm not expecting my dad to work until he's, you know, dead and stuff like that. I don't care if you guys don't get along. There's things you can like, hey, I got it this time or whatever. But there's people that really, they get blessed and it's all for themselves. They don't care about nobody. They don't care about knowledge. They'll find an easier way to do something. They won't really share. They keep everything to themselves and stuff like that. They're not helping you grow. How are you gonna help me grow if you keep everything to yourself? I have to find out after, you know, when you encounter a gatekeeper, cut them off because this person is a crab in a bucket and they're the type that will excel and then watch you suffer because they want to be the only ones at the top. I don't like people like that. There's always room for everybody in the top, but when you start moving funny and you start moving like you can't share with people, you can't tell people stuff, it's giving I want to show you. It's giving competition. It's giving what's for me is for me and you can figure out what's for you is for you. And okay, all right, I match that energy, all right? Number 6, you guys only connect when it's beneficial. It's a user type of friendship. If people, you don't really hear from them until they need something, or you know, you have those friends, y'all don't really talk until there's a program, they know you're gonna be there, then they hit you up, and then it's like, bruh, you don't have to do that. I'll see you when I see you there. We don't normally talk. You don't have to hit me up now, like try to make amends now type of thing. If you guys only see and hear each other when something's going on, there's a program, there's a trip or something, like they don't invite you to their house on a regular, or they don't invite you to go eat or do anything unless the group is doing it or the family is doing it, whatever. You're not gonna see them. You're always the one trying to invite them or link up with them, or unless they need something. They might need a tip on something or an advice or this and that, and then you'll see that they hit you up unrelated just so they can ask you for what they really wanted to ask for or whatever. It happens a lot. Those people, it's self-explanatory. They're going to stunt you. You're going to always feel drained around them and used, and there's no worse feeling. Well, there are a lot of worse things in life than feeling used, but it's just annoying. No one likes to be used, right? No one likes to feel like, dang, you don't even check up on me, man. You don't even text me. You don't even call me. Nothing. It's just when you need something. Those people like you have an understanding. I love my baby brother so much. I love him. Me and him, we have this mutual understanding. We both hate talking on the phone. I hate small talk. He hates small. We have literally the same personalities when it comes to that. And we hate small talk texts. We hate stuff like that, but we understand that with each other. The rest of the family's not like that. Like, most of my family love to talk. They get so offended when they don't hear from you or you don't pick up for them. So, you know, I have a very sensitive family, so I have to remind myself, oh, let me call this person, let me check on this person, because I hate small talk. But me and my brother, we told each other, listen, you know, I love you, the love is here, that's him, but I don't like talking on the phone like that. Like, once in a blue moon, I'll check up on, hey sis, I miss you, what's up? Hey, I was good, that's good. Talk to you later, that's that, we good. And then if something's going on, hey, this is going on, what's up? You know, okay, I got you, this and that. And that's not a user if you have understanding. There's families that have that relationship, or best friend. Like, there's times I'm so busy. I tell my best friend, listen, you're not gonna hear from me for a while. I'm so busy, but call me if you need anything. And I mean that, you know. And if she needs my help with something or needs something, then she call me and I pick up. It's not a user thing. And then she has her days where she's gonna be gone out the country for a long time, working on this, that, and like, you're not gonna hear from me, call me if you need me type of thing. If it's not that type of relationship though, and it's just like the person makes it clear that they're literally just calling you to use you, then you know what to do. You know what to do, okay? Like, don't call me because you need information or something, or you need tea. It don't necessarily mean that they need money or they need this. It could be, hey girl, did you hear what happened? Did you see this person? Da, 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 da. It's just tea, and it's like, what? I don't talk to you. Why are you texting me about this? Like, on the regular, you don't care about what's going on in my life, but you want me to discuss what's going on in somebody else's life? Next one is number 7. If you daydream often of a new circle or group and crave newer connections, then maybe you have outgrown them. If you find yourself in your circle of friends, or when you get home, you're often looking at other people's friendships and you're like, dang, I wish I had friendships like that. Or you look at other people's family and you're like, I'm not saying to compare. Comparison is a thief of joy. That's not what I'm saying. But if you just around this, I would say is for friends, since I cannot do that with family. But some people do that. Some families are so toxic that you have people just like, dang, I can't wait to have a family of my own. I can't da da da. This is when, you know, you need to, hey, maybe I should step back. These people, I'm not happy with them. And it happens even in marriages. If you daydreaming constantly, like, you're just not happy in your relationship, in your marriage. It's just like, it's not daydreaming in a toxic sense, like you want to cheat and be unfaithful and stuff, but it's just the incompatibility. Maybe you married too young, or maybe you married because you got pregnant, or the guy, maybe you married because you felt pressured or something like that, and you're just constantly wishfully thinking and stuff. Maybe that person is really making you unhappy and it's not for you, and you might have to walk away, you know? And it be like that with friends, where like, damn, I need some new friends. If you find yourself saying that a lot, bruh, it's like a house. It's like a house. If you're in a house and you start to feel like, you're getting bored with this area, this house, this, you start complaining and stuff, wishful thinking, you've outgrown the house maybe, you know? So maybe, you know, I know that's probably not a good example. Some people outgrow stuff so quick just because they have the personality that needs new all the time. Some people just get bored easily. Maybe it's their ADHD chat. I don't know. People get bored. But once you start to wishful thinking, it's very dangerous. And if you're doing that with your group, like you want a new group, you just feel like this ain't for you, you can clearly call out the toxicity, then snip, snip, cut it off. Next is you don't feel supported. They go out of their way to show you they don't support you. I've had a time in my life, I don't know if I can tell, I'm gonna tell this story because I want to tell the story. I've had a friend that went out of their way to tell me that they don't watch my videos. I can't say they're a friend now, but it was like eye-opening for me. Like the conversation had nothing to do with that. It was something else. We were just talking about something completely different, and somehow it maneuvered into that. And she's like, girl, I don't be watching your videos. I'm like, why did you have to say that? Granted, you don't have to, but why did you have to go out your way to say that? You know, that would be hurtful to anyone to be like, I don't watch your stuff, you know? And I took it that way, like, okay, you didn't have to say that. Granted, you're not entitled to anyone's support. I always say that. I had to learn that because I used to be very childish and immature and felt like everything I do, you have to support me. If you're not sharing, liking, or, you know, whatever, you're my friend, especially when I started YouTube, then, oh, you know, so you're not entitled to that. That's very toxic. We don't support everybody and we love them. We don't have no issue with them, but how many of your friends' business do you actually purchase their products or share their stuff? You don't even do that, and you're holding people to that same standard when it comes to your stuff, okay? You gotta give what you get. So I learned to not do that, but I also don't make it a thing to show people that I don't support them. But you can feel it. If they're only there when like there's a big event or other people start supporting you, that's when they start to show their support, or they just don't support you in general. Like, don't overdo it. There's a lot of people, like I said, that subscribe to you, that follows you, that's in your everyday associates. They see you, they purposely avoid liking your stuff. They don't want you to see that they support you. They want to go out of their way to show you, I don't like your post. They go out of their way, but you'll see them first to like other people's stuff or share and stuff. And I know with social media, it's like, it makes it like that because Instagram's probably not showing you to them on their feed. But one way, if someone can tell you what you posted, you talking, oh, when you posted that, you saw that I posted that, why didn't you like it? Like, that is a whole nother level of like, dang, like you can comment and tell me what you agreed with or disagree with, but like you didn't support it. They're going out of their way to just show you that, you know? And then of course, if you're graduating, you have big stuff happening in your life. Maybe you have a wedding coming up, or you graduated, you just had a new baby, or, you know, simple stuff. And then you see that there's no support. There's no support from your close-knit circle. Nobody shows up, nobody congratulates you. It's your birthday. People forget to wish you a happy birthday. No one calls or stuff like that. It's like, okay, this is not a supportive circle, especially if you're constantly always doing it. You have to look at that. I understand that some people just naturally don't have it in them. Like I said, I hate small talk. And sometimes when you call someone to wish them a happy birthday, oh my goodness. But when it's your close internet circle, you do it anyways. You know, even as annoyed as I get with the small talk to call, and then now it's like, oh my God, small talks, I still will do it because I don't want no one to feel like I just don't care about their day. Next, number 9 is the connections are one-sided. You're always the one pouring into them and no one pours out into you, which is the same thing with the support thing. Like, if you're going out of your way in the friendship, like you're the ones always setting up things with the group, you're the party planner, the one that bring people together, like no one tries. Even in the family, you're the one setting up the family reunions, you're the one setting up the family outings or the meetings and stuff, and no one tries. You could just kind of bring it up, like, hey guys, like I'm a little, what's up? Why am I the only one doing this? I want you guys to kind of, you know, you find that every event that typically happened, I used to be that person, and I took several steps back. I'm not doing it, where I will have to put the stuff together, like, hey, on Thanksgiving, let's hang out, or on Christmas, let's do this, or on New Year's, let's do that, or this, and then you're trying to like bring everybody together. No one ever tries, and everyone always, it's like you're a second option thing, or whatever you got going on, it's like a second option. You gotta step back and be like, yo, I need to stop being the one to try to make everybody hang out together or try to have everybody be around each other. I need to stop being the one. I need to let people initiate certain things too and call it a day. Like, stop pouring all yourself into other people. Like, be silent sometimes and move. Let them put the family reunion together. Let them put that meeting together. They ain't got nothing to do with me. Let me just show up for once, okay? And if they don't do it, then you already know, okay, they're never gonna do it. That's them. Let things fall off as they may. Pour into people that are going to pour into you also. All that time you spent putting stuff together, that's time from you growing too. They're growing, they're doing them stuff, and they put all that energy on you to do. No one's even trying to help you out to put the things together. Or when they come and help you out, it's like a whole bunch of complaining, you know, like, dang, I gotta do this, I had this to do, I have this to do with that, I have that. They tell you the list of things they have to do instead of being here, oh, I'm not gonna be able to help you with this because that's not my thing, I have this to do, I'm be busy, does that, you wanted to do this, so you put it together. It's like no interest at all. But I'll come, I'll enjoy, some of them don't barely even wanna be there when you do put it together. They'll tell you they're not gonna help you and literally don't help you. And then as they there, they're telling you how much they don't wanna be there. They rather not have been there. You gotta read the room, sis. Read the room and be like, you know what? Lesson learned. Touché. Okay. Next thing is they are negative and pessimistic about all your endeavors in a non-constructive way. People give advice, let it be constructive. I get some advice, okay? I'll get advice from everyone that's close to me. Hey, maybe you should da-da-da-da. And if it's constructive, even you guys in the comments, I take constructive criticism and I'll work on it. But when it's in a non-constructive way, they're just very pessimistic, very negative with what you're doing, everything you're doing. And it's just like, you know, the mumbling underneath their breath and stuff like that. And you just be like, oh, yeah. You know, when you bring up something that's going on, it's like that fake excitement. I can always read fake excitement from people of like, oh, okay, girl, get it, girl, I see you. Okay. You know, okay, I see you doing big things. You know how people be with their fake excitement, child. I was like, child, let me stop telling people what I'm doing because I can't with the fake excitement. Keep stuff to yourself. And if they have a critic, hey, this and that, I think that it'd be like, this not constructive. A constructive criticism is when someone not just critique you, but they tell you how you could get better. That's constructive. But if you're not gonna tell me how to get better or where I went wrong, keep it, keep it to yourself. That's not constructive. Constructive is you went wrong there, but here's what I think you could do to make it better. Here's what I feel, da-da-da-da. Like, hey, I like this, but do this instead. Do that instead. Maybe you should work on this because this is what's making this, that. Some people don't like constructive criticism. They don't like criticism, period. So you have to be able to read that. When I can tell who don't like criticism, keep it to yourself, kind of, I don't know, just keep it to yourself. Because sometimes a criticism, constructive or not, can have people hate you for a long time or harbor it or whatever. Like I learned, like, let me keep myself to myself. If something's just unbearable that you see the person is doing and they're just not taking criticism, then just slowly withdraw your support. Like, okay, I can't witness this. Like, do you, boo boo. Let me just not witness this. My time of being constructive is over. It's not being well received, you know? But be careful of people that just critique with no way out. Like, hey, I don't like your hair. Okay, versus I don't like straight hair on you. I prefer when you have your curly hair and this and that, whatever. That's different. That's constructive. You're telling me what you prefer or what you think looks better, or maybe you shouldn't use too much eyeliner next time, maybe just a little bit, and that's constructive. Versus, girl, your makeup just be a hot mess. How is that constructive? Like, how are you, like, you know what I mean? I don't know. Number 11 is something bad is always happening to them. There's people that every time, hey sis, hey boo, hey love, they hit you up like this and like, oh, the worst thing happened to me, blah, 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 and this and that and that. It's like a perpetual victim. And you always gotta like rescue them. It's kind of like a rescue type of relationship. And you just feel like, dang, when is there ever good news? When are you ever gonna call me like, oh my goodness, things are so great, this went out, da-da-da-da. It just seems like there's never great news. I used to be one of those friends, family members. Once I, like, with my aunt, we joked about that. Like, I had to own up to, I said, I feel like every time I call you, I'm calling you for bad news to share bad. Like, I never call you with good news. She was like, yeah, girl, sometimes it be draining. And when she told me that, I'm like, oh my goodness, thanks for telling me that. Because, you know, I'd call her anytime something would be going wrong with the family, or you want to vent, or you want to, and I just realized I was being very selfish. And the minute she admitted to that, I'm like, dang, I need to start calling her with better news. If I don't have good news, I'll avoid sometimes. And yeah, she'd be wanting to know the bad to help out, you know, just whatever. But it's like, I don't want to just beat you down with bad news. You have to have a good balance. And sometimes just hit up the person to see how they doing and let them talk. We can be so consumed with ourselves that we like drain people, and it doesn't help them. You know, we're stunting them. We're the ones stunting them. We're being very selfish and self-centered around our cause. This is why I said in the beginning of the video, use this for yourself too. Do some self-assessment and be like, okay, do I be tripping? Do I be like doing too much with people? Do I make people feel heard? Do I take accountability? Do I make them feel important? Do I show them that I support them? Like all of those things too. If you're not doing it, you can't complain about other people not doing it. You have to be on your P's and Q's before you can complain about other people. You can't say people don't support you if you never support people. You can't say you don't feel heard if you don't make other people feel heard. You dismiss them and focus on your feelings only. And it's like, you won't even let people talk. The 12th and the last is you are drained after being around them. The best way to judge your circle, your group, you're around people and you just feel drained all the time. Like you just like, you leave the room, leave the conversation, leave the outing like, I need a vacation from these people for like, you leave that family function like, oh my goodness, I need a break. Oh my goodness, like you go on long hiatus. Or you find yourself like avoiding talking to them because you just feel drained. Like, sis, you need to slow it down a little bit, okay? So people should not drain you out like that. You should feel energized. Like I work so much. I'm home so much. Like my home is my office, my like everything, right? I work so much that sometimes I need to get out and do something. So I'll go hang out with my friend, and I feel energized when I come back home. I'm like, oh, I had a great time. We'll go out to eat, and just relax and it's feel like energized, like you come back, okay, I can go work, or you take a little weekend break, get away with your peoples, and then you come back and you feel energized. But if after you feel like annoyed, or you thinking about how someone hurt your feelings or this and that, that is a lot. That is a lot. And you need to work on that, sis. You need to work on that. Like straight up work on that. But this is all I have to say. People should make you feel energized, and don't hang around energy vampires. Your real peoples, you should be around people where your eyes light up being around them. Like seeing your nieces and nephews or cousins or your family should make your eyes light up. It shouldn't be a source of anxiety. You're having a panic attack. You're like overthinking. It shouldn't be like that. You should be around friends that you're just so excited to see. You're not thinking about, and they're this and that. What mood are they in today? Are they even in a mood to be a friend today? Or are they in that dismissive mood? Am I gonna feel discarded around them? Like it's too much. So think about that. I love you guys so much. If you like the music you're listening to, the link is in the description. Like, comment, subscribe, and share with a friend. Until next time.